yours.
Clap it up. We are the I.S.U.P.K. under Command YAHANNA, 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Teaching blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, and the other real Jews. This is the Tuesday night brotherhood class here in D.C. Do we have any questions in the class? All right, so tonight we're going to get into a topic, like I said, it's the brotherhood class, and we're going to get into the topic of fatherhood and the importance of black fathers in households. Right, one of the key ingredients to the destruction of the black household, the black family, and in grander scale, the black society, or the destruction of blacks, Hispanics, and American Indians. The key ingredient to that is what? Take out the father out of the household. Right? Somebody get me when they tie a strong man. That's what I mean, because that is a key ingredient, right? And that's what happens. It cannot happen unless they do that, right? That's why you see the number of black and Hispanic men in jail and prisons, right? That's why you see the increase in fatherless boys and girls. That's why you see, the arrogant boasts of society, of the black society, where a black woman is proud to say that she's a strong black woman, don't need a man. You understand? That's where all of that comes from, because it is designed to destroy the black household. Right? Who got that for me?
Mark 3, verses 27. No man can enter into.
So start from the top.
Mark 3, verses 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
No man can what?
Enter into a strong man's house.
A man cannot enter into a strong man's house, right? No man. There's no man, no nation, no nothing, right? No philosophies, no theories, nothing that can enter into a strong man's house. Why can no man enter a strong man's house, YAHANNA?
Because he can defend it.
He can defend it. Why can he defend it?
He knows how to. He has the strength to.
He has what?
The knowledge and the strength to do it.
Right. Look for the word So the word I'm looking for is strong.
Right.
Come.
You understand? He's strong. That's why they can't enter his house. You understand? And he's strong in different levels, right? He's strong physically. He's strong mentally. He's strong spiritually. You understand? So that no man could come into your house and bring in that Caucasian Christ.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
And bring in philosophies and theories. No man's gonna come and convince your wife, okay, she should be burning sage in here and speaking to her ancestors.
Right.
You understand? These are all things that are very common in the black household. Why? Because there's no strong man in there. Right? And Eve is Eve. Eve is prone to go and do whatever. That's why they call her naive. Naive meaning close to Eve. You understand? That's what naive means. Nigh, close, Eve. Naive, right? Because she could be fooled easily. Don't let them fool you. I don't care how much education they claim. I'll give you a quick story off the topic. I mean, this sister, she used to work for me, right, out in Georgia. She came and she resigned. She quit her job immediately. She found a job making $35 an hour. So what? She don't need this job, right? She leaves and she goes and she's supposed to be working at a dentist's office. So she goes to the place to start working. And when she gets to the place, she sees people in there working, right? She sees construction people in there working. So the people who she's supposed to be working for call her and they say, well, we have to pay these people, or else the delay of the office opening of the office is going to be delayed, right?
Right.
Do you have $1,500 to get these people? And You give it to them, and we'll pay you back when we get there. She borrows $1,500 because she doesn't want the job to be delayed because it's going to be paying her $35 an hour. She borrows $1,500, comes and gives to these people. Shows up the next day, nobody's there, nothing's. She don't know what happened. Comes back asking for a job, crying. Eve is naive. You understand? Right. Nobody with wisdom is gonna go somewhere. Now I know every Eve is gonna say, "Well, I would never do that. I'm not that stupid." Yes, you are. You understand? It's called game.
Right.
You understand? Even when you met your husband, he had to run game.
Right.
Meaning what? He's gonna have to gas your head up. He's gonna have to tell you things that may be a stretch of the truth. You understand? He's gonna have to tell you things that's gonna make you feel good and feel comfortable. That's who you are. And that is why it's important for you to have a head.
Right.
You understand? It's important for you to have a head to run things by. I'll give you another quick story. I mean, a brother I know personally, his wife went and she thought she had a job with these Arabs, right? And she went and she was working for them. The whole thing was a scam. She worked for like a week, giving all her personal information. And then when it's time to get paid, she showed up. The whole thing shut down. Right? The whole thing shut down. Nobody there. And she called her husband crying. And her husband had the nerve to call me. To my son, they did that to my wife, man. He's upset. So I asked him a simple question. I asked him the question. I said, look, they did that to your wife, right? Let me ask you a question. As a black man, could you have done that to their wife?
Right.
Could you have fooled their wife like that?
Right.
No. Why? She went to her husband. You understand the problem? You understand? She would have went to her husband and asked her husband and her husband would have came and investigated. Your wife, you didn't even know she got that job. That's the difference. You understand? Read that again.
Mark 3 verses 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first be.
No man could walk into a strong man's house and spoil his goods. Go ahead.
Except he will first bind the strong man.
Except he what?
First bind the strong man.
Except he what?
First bind the strong man.
What do you mean to bind the strong man, Shapat? You mean modern day examples of binding the strong man?
Like Section 8, get him out of the house.
That's binding the strong man. What else? Barack.
Modern day, binding the strong man. I mean, drugs in your neighborhood. What's it called? Child support. Good night. What's it called? You damn near can say down the job field.
Right.
The job field. Your mama, your best friend.
Right.
Your father. Good night. I mean, it's a whole lot to bind a strong man that's out there. You know, a black or Latino man.
Right. Shapat.
Homosexuality.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All of these things, right? The prison systems. You understand? Not giving the black man a job. Let me tell you a secret recipe. Over-educating the black woman as far as what she thinks education is. You understand? There's something called a double minority.
Right.
A double minority is, when they give out these college grants, that's why they'll tell you the black woman is the most educated group in America. Not just over black men, group. Like you compare her to white men, Chinese, whoever you want. She's the most educated. Why? She gets the most grants. Why does she get the most grants? She's a double minority.
Right.
Meaning that you could check both boxes every time you give her a grant. Which means it inflates the list. You understand what I mean? She's a female and she's black. That's a double minority.
Right.
You understand? Now they're trying to do what they call a triple minority, where if they're gay,
black, female, and homosexual.
Yeah. You know, see these black women, they more educated. Wait till these lesbians start getting those grants. You understand what I mean? And that's why they got so much power. When you really look at it, they built the Black Lives Matter movement.
Right.
That's them. That's the lesbian. That's the power of lesbians. In their mission statement, they are against black men. The Black Lives Matter movement is against black men. You understand that? And so I had a conversation with a sister who's down with the Black Lives Matter movement, right? Sidebar. A lot of sidebars, Barack. I ain't been here in a while.
I understand.
Sidebar. Had a conversation with her, and she's like, "Yeah, it's a well-known thing that they're against the patriarchy, right? They're against the patriarchy. You know, they don't like men ruling over them." So I asked her a simple question. I said, "Let me ask you a question. Are there white women in the Black Lives Matter movement?" She said, "Yeah, of course there's white women. Are they against white men?" She starts to think, I don't know. I said, so y'all just against black men, period. You know what I mean? Y'all out to destroy the black community. That's all it is. You can't have a Black Lives Matter movement and the head of the black household is not considered enemy. He's an enemy. So what is it? You understand? It's just another agenda to destroy black families.
Right.
You understand? That's why you have to, and it's on both sides. Now, it sounds like I'm attacking the sisters. I'm not. You know, so this is pure love. This is the truth, the honest truth. And the brothers, we are weak in this also. You understand? Because we fall into the narrative where we see those who do see these things happening, right? You know what happens? Without the proper training, without being the I.S.U.P.K and the Command YAHANNA, when you discover that this society is against you and has set the black woman against you, you know what you do? You become her enemy now. You understand? You start to like what I'm saying is not bashing women. What I'm saying is the truth, and we're trying to find a way to show them this is the truth, so that they can stand by men, right? But other programs, all they do is do one of two things: they'll either worship her as their savior, or they'll hate her.
Right.
Which the two are one and the same. If you understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
You understand? So read what you had again, bro.
Come. Mark 3 verses 27. No man can enter into the strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
And then he will spoil his house. What does it mean to spoil his house? Go ahead. Spot.
Like, take the spoils of his house. Take what he has.
What does he have?
Family.
I was gonna say rid him of his goods, and his family, his order that he has in his house, his children, his wife, his everything that's valued on his house. You know what I mean? Everything, couches, TVs, and in modern day terms, is he gonna kick in the door and that house is gonna turn into his house. You know?
Right.
It's just that simple.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's why we have the black community now. You understand? When you read how many black men are in jail, you gasp for it. That's the spoils. That's the spoils of fathers right there. That's what they came for. These private prisons, you understand? They survive off taking spoil from a black man's house. You understand? And we in I.S.U.P.K, we're here to stop all that. Why? Because we understand what the Lord stands on. What's the Lord stance on it? Give me Malachi chapter 4. Give me that Malachi chapter 4, verse 6. This is the Lord's stance on that.
The book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 6.
This is good. Go ahead.
Come. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children.
This is what the Lord said. The Lord said he is going to turn the heart of the fathers to his children. So today you hear what? Very often what? Black men don't take care of their children. They don't. They can't. You know what I'm saying? They're not willing to. Now when I say they're not willing to, we know black men love their children. That's first of all, that's a fact. Black men love their children more than anybody, because nobody's gonna go through what black men went through and still make an effort. I'll tell you straight up. You understand? Esau ate them children.
Right.
Esau sold them children. Esau did whatever he had to do to survive.
Right.
Black men are still making the effort. You understand? But this is what the Lord said, because right now black men have a lot of obstacles to even go over just to see his children. But this is what the Lord said. Read it again, Barack.
Malachi chapter 4, verse 6. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children.
He's going to turn the heart of the fathers to his children. Go ahead.
And the heart of the children to the fathers.
And these children who don't respect their fathers, they're going to go looking for their fathers. Right? Keep reading.
And the heart of the children to the fathers, lest.
What do you mean lest? Oh yeah.
Like molest.
Not in this context. Lest.
That's like perhaps.
No.
Damn, it's on my
Read it again.
And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children,
Right.
and the heart of the children to the fathers.
Right.
Lest.
Or else. That's what lest mean here. Or else. Go ahead.
Lest I come and smite the earth with a curse.
Lest he come and smite the earth. It's not an option. You know what I mean? The curses you see happening today on the earth is because they're not doing what? Read again, Barak.
And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children.
He's turning the hearts of the fathers to the children. Meaning what? He's turning their attention to their children. Because look, you can't have God's kingdom. God's kingdom cannot come unless the fathers fall in line. Because they have to raise these children you see, they are God's kingdom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They are the ones who are going to be in God's kingdom. How could God's kingdom come if the Lord has to destroy them because of their wicked ways? And you can name it. They're in it. Right? He will turn the hearts of fathers to their children. Go ahead.
And the heart of the children to the fathers.
And he's going to turn the heart of the children to their fathers. Now they have to work together. Now they have to be a family again. Now that strong man is going to have to be in the house. Or else.
Lest I come and smite the earth with a curse.
Lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. You understand? And right now, what are we seeing? The curse. Why? Because the fathers refuse to come to the children, and the children refuse to come to the fathers. Sidebar. Where do you see the mother in there?
That's a big sidebar. I think that's the main.
You understand?
Okay.
The mother is. I'm not downplaying the mother's role. A mother is crucial in raising children. They wouldn't be here if she didn't push them out. But when I say where do you see the mother, I'm not downgrading what women do. I'm just turning your attention to who's being held accountable for these children. That's what I want you to understand. I'm not saying the women are not important. I'm trying to ask or show you who is, like, I'll give you an example. Go back to the Garden of Eden. After what happened, the Lord didn't go to Eve.
Right.
You understand? There was no communication or conversation with Eve. He wanted to talk to Adam. Well, and this, when all your spoils or all your household is spoiled at the hand of the enemy, you think you're going to turn around and to the Lord and say, well, you know, my wife, you know Eve, how she is. She ain't want me to see the boys. The Lord's done with that. You understand? Or else, read again, Barak.
Lest I come and smite the earth with a curse.
Yeah, we seen the curses, bro. You understand? We seen the curses in the black household. Why? We're not complying with this. We're not complying with what the Lord wants. We find the easy way. You know, we find the easiest way out. You know, if we just gotta leave her alone with the kids and forget about them, they just do that. I mean, now don't get me wrong. And here's another easy way, right? This is the easy way the black man currently stays in the children's life. He completely emasculates himself to her. That's not what the Lord's asking for you before. You understand? That's not what the Lord's asking you to do. He's not asking you to change who you are in terms of your authority. Go ahead, Shabbat.
So I was just watching Norbit today. That was complete emasculation right there. The movie Norbit with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
That's complete emasculation.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the agenda. Right? Give me Proverbs 22, verse 6.
Proverbs 22 and 6.
This is what the man's job is. Not to be emasculated under his woman.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6.
Shabbat give me Deuteronomy 6, verse 7 and 8.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go.
That's what a man's supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Not compromising, not debating what, like if, I'm going to tell you something, man. I'm not going to sidebar this one. But let me explain something to you. If you let children go the route they want to go, you'll be shocked what you walk into.
Right.
You understand? You will think this, how is this even possible? Why? Because when it says no man, right, can come into a house unless he binds a strong man first. That includes demons.
Right.
That brother is strong. Demon can't come in. Job was strong.
Right.
You understand? Satan would not challenge him.
Okay.
You understand? Because Satan knew he was wasting his time. Because the way he lived his life, he was building a hedge around himself and his children. Right. Even when his children, we can't say his children were righteous or unrighteous. Right? But Job was the strong man in that household.
Right.
So as long as they were under Job's authority, it was not easy, bro. Go ahead, throw me up.
I was gonna say Job was so righteous he'll make sacrifices for his children.
In case.
Right.
You understand? Just in case. Right? That's the type of brother he was dealing with. So Satan himself, the head of those demons, passed him over. It is a waste of time. That's a strong man. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Right.
You understand? That's how you keep your look. Job's children were not righteous or not mentioned as being righteous or unrighteous. But I gave him one thing: they were not homosexuals.
Right.
You understand what I mean? They were not weak. They were not. I mean, they off the reputation of their father alone, the demons can challenge them. That's power. That's strength. That's being a strong man in the household. Not so weak under your woman that demons are coming in and whip the woman into the house. Demons are coming in with the children. Children are walking around like that. Like they'll have young girls, teenage girls coming in with jewelry. Nobody's asking where they got it. They don't dare ask where they got the jewelry. Understand? And you have a young boy walking in a feminine way. Father can't say nothing because mother, leave him alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's cute.
Right.
Understand? You have little boys trying on their mother's shoes, walking around the house. Everybody's laughing. Nobody's scrutinizing nothing. So demons are like, oh yeah, it's lit in here. They still use lit, bro.
Yes, I use lit.
You see, we're getting old too.
Good night.
I'm sure there's a new saying now that we just don't know about. I mean, it's that in there. They coming in. You understand? But a strong man, he can't come into his house. Abraham was a strong man. You understand? Job was a strong man.
Oh God.
I mean, and the only way to let demons in the house is the moment you fall weak. You know who fell weak? Sidebar, King David. In a moment of weakness, he allowed demons to come to his house. Read the story after he slept with Bathsheba. You see the demons in there having a muck, going crazy in there. You understand? Because the minute you fall weak, they're in there. When you look at the prison system, all these systems set up for your children, we as men have to step back and say, okay, we're weak. You understand? We are weak. You know who's not weak? Moabites. How do you know they're not weak? Their children are not in prison at the rate your children are in prison. That's how they're not weak. The Arabs, their children are not weak. And they're not weak. They have a system set up. Go ahead, Barack.
Come, what you saying so heavy, like with the King David thing. Like if we knew that it would affect us as a nation, King David in that story or in that historical record just swore never departed to his house to this day. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean. He had to endure a lot of things, man. You understand? Because of what he did. But he, in his moment of weakness, that's when the demons come in.
Come.
You understand? Give me what you got for me, Shabbat?
It jumped out of my mind that fast. I'm gonna do the Deuteronomy record.
6 verse 6.
Come.
Wait, hold on. Barack still got some more for me. Go ahead, Barack.
Come. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Right. You understand? Train him in the way he should go, and he will not depart from it. Meaning what?
He holds on to the same teachings,
Even
in his.
even after the Father's not there. You understand? That's why he said he will not depart from it. Meaning, as long as you train him, of course he's not going to depart from it, right? But will he depart from it when he's alone? Will he depart from it when you're dead and gone? You understand? Will you train up a child today? You know how you're gonna know he stuck with it? When you're being born into the kingdom.
That's right.
You understand? That's how you know he's stuck with it. When you're born into hell, you know he did not take it. You understand what I mean? That's how you know he's gonna. That's why he said, look, the problem is individualism.
Right.
People think for themselves. The black man today, he only thinks about himself.
Right.
He doesn't see the future. That's why the teachings of reincarnation is such a regeneration, is such a righteous teaching, because you see the bigger picture now. You don't just see the moment. You know, there's an old saying, Damian knows it. Like when some people, they don't see past their nose, meaning you only see what's in front of you. You don't see anything further out. As black men, we need to start seeing further out than that.
Come on, good.
You understand? Shabbat, what do you have for me?
Come. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 6. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart.
So this is the Lord speaking to the children of Israel. He said what?
Verse 6. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart.
The words that the Lord is commanding you today, it needs to be in your heart. You understand? It should be in your heart. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
You should what?
Teach them diligently unto thy children.
You should teach them diligently unto your children. You understand? No more of this. Look, no more of this, black man. We can't let Big Mama be the spiritual leader in the household no more. I know it was easier to pass it off to her because you want to go out and do your thing. That's dead. You understand? Today we need to stand up as black men again, and we are the heads of our household. There's no Big Mama cooking. Big Mama's gonna teach you every heathen ritual, every abomination that she is beguiled into believing. You understand? Right. She's gonna be cooking those turkeys on Thanksgiving. She's gonna be celebrating Christmas. She's gonna be celebrating everybody's birthday. She's gonna be eating pork. And she's gonna be doing every vile thing to cause you to sin against the Lord. She is not your leader. She is not your spiritual leader. You understand what I mean?
Right.
Keep reading Shabbat.
Come. And shall talk of them when thou sittest in thine house.
And you what?
Talk of them when thou sittest in thine house.
What should you be talking about when you sit in your house? Shabbat.
Laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's right. What does it mean to talk about them when you sit in your house?
When you're amongst your family.
Okay.
Behind closed doors.
Meaning what? You're teaching everybody. You understand? Now this is not the teaching of you're gonna stand there like you're at camp in the household on your podium. I mean, and having your older son read that's not what he's saying. But the way you live your life, the things you talk about, the things that are important to you. You understand what I mean? Like just the same way around a certain time, everybody's excited. There's a spirit in the air. It's beginning to look like Christmas. Well, when our high holy days come through, it has to be the same buzz in the air for all the same importance. You understand what I mean? It has to be a buzz in the air that, okay, this is today's the Sabbath service. I mean, today is this, today's that, today's the Feast of First Fruit.
Right.
Yes, it has to be that same energy in the air or the same zeal as they have, where it's Christmas because everybody's excited. Well, our Father's excited. Wow, this is Feast of First Fruit. Oh, the Passover's coming up. We're in that season. You understand? We get ready to pack our bags and travel to wherever we have to travel to observe the Passover. It has to be an event just like that. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you're speaking about it in your household. Right? Go ahead, Shabbat.
Come. And when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. Verse 8.
Read it again. I'm sorry. Read that part again.
Come. And when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
And when you walking by, break that down, Shabbat.
When thou walkest by the way, when you're in your house, when you're out on strolling with your family,
like you said, in everyday conversation. So whatever you're doing, before you go to sleep, and when you first wake up at the breakfast table, it needs to be in everything you say.
Right. Right, go ahead.
So like I was going to add, like the spirit of that scripture is saying like your lifestyle, like it's so common that we walking day by day, and all we see is not only the law, statute, commandment, but it being performed. You know what I'm saying? Observing it, as it said, Deuteronomy, 28:1, observing it, seeing it in the society. You know what I'm saying? That's how it should be the lifestyle. And when walkers by the way, seeing brothers and sisters following the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
Walking by, seeing brothers and sisters headed down to the high holy day, stuff like that.
Right, go ahead.
What both brothers saying was right. I just like to
Speak up.
I say what both brothers saying is absolutely correct. I just want to add a little bit about the teaching. I mean, as a father, right, you want to lead by example. Every time they see you walking, or before you lay your head down and rest when you wake up, you are teaching. Everything you do is a lesson. You are teaching by example.
Right. You understand? You're teaching by example. You have that, like in sports, they say it's a team spirit. If you ever see a person who's a fan of somebody, every time you talk about, look, if you're a fan of basketball,
right,
no matter where the conversation starts, it's gonna end in basketball.
Okay.
You understand? You could be talking about the weather today. It's gonna end in the game tonight.
Right.
You understand? That's how it is. Why? You're passionate about that topic. You have a zeal for that topic. Your spirit is always on that topic, right? Same thing with the truth. You understand? And that's how a strong man leads his household, because all the time you're pouring that spirit into the household, the demons who want to come in there knows the outcome when they come in there. You understand? They can't introduce just anything. So what's going to happen is this. When that strong man is in that household, and some stranger comes in there and wants to teach your kids the Bible, it's going to be very uncomfortable for him today. He's wasting his time.
right.
You understand? He's wasting his time because he has to go through you first. You're going to have some, like, you know how evil that is? Some stranger comes knocking at your door and they're going to come teach your children about God. And you in the room watching TV. This man, you don't know him for a whole, you don't know if he's a child molester, you don't know nothing. But he's teaching your kids about God. That can't happen now.
Right.
Understand? Because you ruling over your household. Right? Give me Proverbs chapter 20, verse 7.
Proverbs chapter 20,
verse 13.
Proverbs chapter 20, verse 13. Love not sleep.
No, I'm sorry. Go to the Salaki. Proverbs 20. What I call for? 20 verse 7, please.
Proverbs chapter 20, verse 7. The just man walketh in his integrity.
The just man, right? That strong man, he walks in his integrity. What does it mean to walk in integrity? Okay.
Proudly, with morals.
Okay. Honor. Okay. You ever hear the thing, let's say I'm going to test the integrity of this cup. What does that mean? Go ahead.
Like the durability.
The durability. Is it going to break? You understand? Integrity means, are you going to break? That's what it means, right? That's what it means above all. And now you could throw in honor in there. You could throw in discipline. You could throw in anything. But at the end is it going to break? That's honor. That's integrity. Right? So read again.
Come. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 7. The just man walketh in his integrity.
A just man, a righteous man, walks in his integrity. Go ahead.
His children are blessed after him.
His what?
His children are blessed after him.
His children are blessed after him. Break that down, Barak.
His children are blessed after him. Like how we say in the UPK, like, go loud. Our children get to wear a crown that we fought for today. You know what I'm saying? Blessed after them. Meaning they get to actually experience, rulership. They get to actually experience getting that new body and not having to deal with the I wouldn't say temptations, but with the curses that we deal with today. You know what I'm saying? Those blessings.
So they get to reap the benefits.
Yeah, kind of.
You know what I'm saying? Just like Esau today, he is blessed after his father's work. The murder of his father, he benefits from. You understand? He's born with a silver spoon in his mouth. You understand? He's born into money. Right? So that's him. Go ahead, Shapap. You have something?
What he teaches them, they'll do, so they're it's like they'll get the same blessings because they're doing the same thing he was to get blessed.
You what?
He's teaching them what to do, so they're going to follow his teachings. So the same blessings he would get for being an honorable man with integrity, they will be the same way because of what they were taught by him.
Okay, I'll take that. Right? I'll take that. But they are basically they're basically benefiting off his work. That's what it boils down to.
Oh, God.
You understand? I mean, they benefit off his work versus even today we're benefiting off our forefathers' work. What was our forefathers' works? Sin. That's it. So we're paying those prices.
Yeah.
I mean, versus somebody else, another nation, they're just getting richer. You understand? Read it again, Shapap. Someone you had something?
Yeah, I was gonna say what you just said. So
Go ahead, Shapap, read it again.
Proverbs chapter 20, verse 7. The just man walketh in his integrity. His children are blessed of him.
His children
After him.
are blessed after him. Go ahead.
Verse 8. A king that sitteth in the throne of judgment.
Okay, that was it on that. I mean, right? So, give me, and we have to really. I know they've made children to be a nuisance to the black family nowadays. I mean, you're having too many children. There's a reason that we are more fertile and produce children and so forth. You know what I mean? It's like they've turned it into a curse to the point where, you know, black people are aborting children to the tune of what, 3 million a year, something like that. 300,000, 350,000 a year. You understand what I mean? But it's because they've systematically destroyed what the black household should be. You understand? It makes you ashamed to even have children. You know? But definitely, the point is, without the father in that household, bro, let me tell you something, man. I was doing some research about a father, the importance of a father. You understand what I mean? And a father in a household is the beginning of any authority for a child.
Oh, good. Right.
You understand that? What does that mean? That means without the father, there's no authority. Mm-hmm. When that child is in school acting up, the principal or the teacher has authority over that child. Why? Because at home there's a father that has authority over that child. And if it gets back to him, it's a problem.
right.
Take the father out of the household. You look at the teacher like, what are you talking? What are you going to do about it? Mm-hmm. You heard that? You know that term? What are you going to do about it? Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure that came about because there was no father in the household. Right. You know what I mean? Because he basically is saying, what? You have no authority over me. Right. Bring a step up. A woman. A man will never fully have authority over a woman who is not under the authority of her father.
Right.
You understand? She's not accustomed to authority. You understand? That's why in the scriptures, who gave the woman away in marriage? The father. You understand? Meaning what? I'm co-signing this marriage. Any problems, call me. You understand? That's why when you read the scriptures, right? And a father gave his daughter to a man to marry. After they got married, you know, and they went into the marriage bed and had sex, what did the man have to do? If a father and gave and this is in the law, if a father gave his daughter to marry a man, and she goes and marries him, and you know, and they go to the marriage bed and have sex and become husband and wife, what did that brother have to do now? Shapap.
Pay dowry?
No, he should have already paid the dowry at that point. Yes, then they already had sex, so you should have been paid that dowry. Right.
But he would now become her leader.
Okay, but what did he would not become a leader? Yes, right. But what did that brother have to do?
As far as the
What did
sheep,
he have to give the father? I'm gonna get better for you.
as far as the sheep, the sheet.
The
blood cloth.
The blood cloth. Color.
You understand? He had to bring the father the cloth that had blood on it. Why? Shabbat.
It's more of to let them know, like, your daughter was a virgin. It was honorable. It was honorable. You did a good job.
You understand? Why?
So like in another context, you're not. I don't want to say the word selling, but you're not selling your brother spoiled material. Like you're not.
Right?
Whatever what you saying this is what it is.
Yes, right. Go ahead.
Not only that, he's gonna get a full refund.
This is proof that I gave you something good. I gave you a virgin. You understand?
Right.
Meaning what? He's still the authority. The father's the authority that I'll go back to and say, yo, ain't no blood on the sheep, bro. You understand? Even though that's your wife now, but ain't no blood on the sheep. You understand? In today's world, that got nothing to do with the father. It only comes to the father when, or in most cases the mother nowadays, even eroded even more, when they got nowhere to live. You understand? That's when it comes to them, and they need a babysitter. That's all it is, right? But a father, man, is just so important in the household. It really give me Shabbat 2 Samuel chapter 7, right? A father is so important in the household, and I'm on this topic because you'll see memes and things like there's nothing like a woman's love, a mother's love. A mother's love is this, a mother's love is that. A mother cannot raise a righteous neighborhood.
Right.
She shouldn't have to either. I know it's like you want to be able to do this and do that and be honored, and you yourself need to be protected. You understand? The woman herself needs to be protected from thieves, from swindlers, from people trying to you ever get? Let me tell you something. You ever get a phone call from East Indian who says this is the IRS, right?
Right.
And we're gonna send a sheriff to arrest you today if you don't send us money. You ever get that phone call?
Right.
In your mind, you're like, why are these people like? Who's gonna fall for this? You know who's gonna fall for it? Women. You understand? They're gonna fall for it. That's why the reason that these people were still calling and attempting is because they're trying to find those who will fall for it. And there's some woman who falls for it every time and starts to cry and starts to try to borrow money to send to some heathen who's trying to rob her, who's trying to what? Spoil her household. But guess what? She had a strong man in there. Strong man said, pass me that phone. Who the hell is this? And curse that heathen out. You understand?
Right.
2 Samuel chapter 7. This is what you have to do, fathers. You understand? Fathers, this is your role on the earth. Read.
Shalom, verse 1.
Verse 7.
Verse 7. Come. 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 7.
This is the Lord set an example as to what a father should do. So the Lord is the ultimate example. Right? Go ahead.
Come. Verse 7. In all places wherein I have walked with all the children of Israel, spake I a word with any of the tribes of Israel, whom I commanded to feed my people Israel, saying, why build ye not me a house of cedar?
Where are you at?
2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 7.
Verse 14. Slide.
14. Come. 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 14. I will be his father, and he shall be my son.
Keep reading.
If he committeth iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men.
This is what a father should do. You understand what I mean? If he sins, you have to correct him. Let me tell you something, man. Your job as a father is to correct your children, to correct your household, correct your wife. Why? Okay.
Make sure they turn out right.
Or else,
They might be in danger for their own safety.
okay, or else,
I'll say the scripture from earlier, or else the Lord has to come and smoke the earth.
that's it. Understand? Think, all right, I'm going to help you understand. Think of a major corporation, right? Think of a major corporation. You might have a new hire who's just, let's say it's a retail business, they're a sales rep. Who did they report to?
You high?
Yeah. They report directly to their manager. Right? And the manager will correct them and fix them.
Right.
Now, if they get out of hand, the manager is not corrected, it goes up to the next level.
Right.
Somebody else on the higher level is going to notice them.
Right.
And have to come and correct them.
Right.
It could go all the way up to the CEO or the president.
Yeah.
You understand? It could catch his attention. Same thing in the household. You manage that household. Don't let it get to the Lord. You understand? Don't let it get to the Lord before you have to correct your children.
Right.
That's the Lord send somebody more cruel to correct your children. You understand? Who's more cruel? Now, when I say more cruel, who are you thinking about? Shabbat.
Police.
The police.
Right.
You understand? Somebody who's not going to care for your children like you care for. Like, they'll come in and fear for their life immediately. You understand? Immediately fear for their life. And put 4 shots in that boy. You know, because they don't have the same compassion we have. You understand what I mean? So when they start trying to smoke weed and do all this type of stuff, you gotta check them on the spot. You understand? And like I said, they not somebody from coming from outside is not gonna come show the compassion that you're gonna show. Give me Psalm chapter 103.
Verse.
We're gonna start in verse 13.
Book of Psalms, chapter 103, verse 13. Like as a father pitieth his children.
Just like a father pitieth his children. What does that mean?
Like he has compassion for
He
them.
has compassion on his children. Go ahead, Barak.
So the Lord pitieth them that fear him.
So the Lord what?
Pitieth them that fear him.
The Lord pitieth them that love him.
That fear him.
That fear him. Now, fear and love is the same thing, by the way, in this context. But I'm just saying that because a Christian would understand it.
Right.
You understand? Fear him, meaning what? When does the Lord show compassion to somebody? Shabbat.
Love is following the law, statutes, and commandments.
When does the Lord show compassion to somebody?
When they fear.
When they fear him. You understand? When they fear him, when they know who he is and acknowledge his authority over their lives, they say, okay, this person, they're good. You understand? They're not a danger to everybody else on the earth. They're not a danger to the 12 tribes of Israel. You know, they're not going to make me angry with this entire nation. You understand? Read again, Barak.
Concert. The book of Psalms, chapter 103, verse 13. Like as a father pitieth his children, so the Lord pitieth them that fear him.
So the Lord pitieth them that fear him. You understand what I mean? So you definitely have to, as a black man in this society, you have to really mimic the Lord's compassion on us. You understand? You have to really go into your household, especially. I'm gonna tell you something else. Especially if you come into the truth now and you were not in the church's lives and it's a mess in there, you gotta go in there like the Lord. Right. It's a perfect scenario for you to go in there like the Lord. You understand what I mean? And really start to fix that household and hold people accountable and discipline and correct and love. Go ahead, Shapar.
Before I came into the truth, I was under the understanding that before a child even knows the Lord, their father is God, basically.
Well, their father is God in what sense?
That teaches them with their authority.
Their authority. You understand? Their authority. Because remember, so it gets really construed in the English language, right? Because there's no word in the Hebrew language named God. What's the word for God in the Bible? Somebody else.
Power.
Power. If you read the Hebrew, that word translates directly to power. So is the Father the children's power? Yeah. That's their authority. You understand? And he has authority. Give me the precept I'm looking for. I just gave it to you. Go ahead. Give it to me, bro.
Or paraphrasing.
Pull it. And this should be in the forefront of every black man to understand his role. Because let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you right now, all these brothers who are afraid to take their household under control or show authority with their household, and they're afraid of their women. When the Lord comes, that woman's not gonna say, "Yeah, it was my fault." I'm gonna tell you, it's Christian women. Christian women gonna say, "I wanted him to leave, but he was too weak." You understand? That's what they're gonna say to the Lord. If they had a chance to speak to the Lord, by the way, you're not gonna be able to say nothing to the Lord. But if you had a chance to explain your situation, you're gonna say, "Lord, I wanted him to leave. I knew, it was right for him to leave, but he didn't want to leave. He was too weak. He couldn't handle me, Go ahead, Shapat.
Come. 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you to know the head of every man is Christ.
Read again.
Come. 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
The head of every man is Christ. What does that mean?
Every man should follow Christ, like in rank.
They should follow Christ. Okay. Right.
I was gonna say, just as the father is the authority of the child, as Shaphat just said, Christ is the authority of man.
Meaning what?
Meaning he's the.
Meaning what for the man? Read again, Shapat.
Come. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you know, the head of every man is Christ.
Meaning what for the man? What is it? Okay, if I hear that, what does that mean to me? If I hear Christ is my head, what does that mean for me? Somebody else.
That means you should walk after him. You try to be like him.
Okay. Shapat.
He's the authority. He's the power.
Which means what for me?
I follow him.
Okay.
I was gonna say two things. One means that you have someone to answer to.
That's it.
Right.
That's it right there. I answer to him. That's what it means, authority. And when you say, "Oh, the head of every man is Christ," everybody says, "Well, yeah, you have to follow him." Right? You know who says you have to follow Christ?
Christians.
Homosexuals. Christians.
Come.
Everybody.
Right.
But when you put in your mind, I have to answer to him, it brings you to a different level because what? Now he has the authority to do what? Judge you.
Right.
You understand? Right. He has the authority to tell you, you can't do this, you can't do that. So when you read his words, now it's different because now this man has authority over me. When I read his words, I understand I have to answer to him if I don't do it. You understand? So read it again, Shapat.
Come. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of every woman is the man.
The what?
And the head of every woman is the man.
What does that mean for the woman?
She must answer.
Answer to who?
The man.
The man. No, answer to Christ?
The man.
The man.
That's right.
You understand? Now, if you ask a woman, she only answers to Christ. She only answers to the Lord. Let me tell you a little secret, sisters. Any woman who has ever said they only answer to God, you don't answer to God. You don't even listen to him. You understand? You don't even listen to what he said. You don't obey anything he says. Right? This is just your scapegoat to have a conscience-free hot girl summer. You understand? Because you want to listen to somebody who's not here to check you. You understand? That's the real problem. You understand? Read the SHALAM. Brock, turn that back on.
You want to know?
Yeah, please.
Come, 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
And the what?
And the head of Christ is God.
The head of Christ is who?
God.
God. What does that mean?
And in the same that Christ answers to God.
Christ answers to God. So now, knowing that Christ answers to God, and we answer to Christ, right? And the woman answers to us, right? It's all the same thing. Somebody answers somebody, right? When you look at Christ's life, you understand what it means to answer to somebody. And you have to remember that.
Right.
You understand? If you didn't understand what it means to answer somebody, pull the scripture where Christ was afraid of what's going to happen to him.
Let this cup pass from me.
Pull it.
Come.
You understand?
Come. Got the book. Let me start it.
This is what it means to answer to somebody.
Chapter 26 and 38. Come. The book of Matthew, chapter 26. We're going to start at verse 38. Then saith he unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death.
Even what?
Even unto death.
Break that part down. My soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death.
So let me break it down. He's going through it right now.
He's going through it right now. He is stressed.
Right.
I mean, he's in his he's worried, he's concerned, he's anticipating what's going to happen, even unto death. Right? Go ahead.
Tarry ye here and watch with me. And he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me.
So he said to Yahushua said to the Lord, what?
O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me.
If it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Mean what? Shabbat.
May I not have to suffer.
May I not have to suffer. Basically, when he said, if it be possible, what does that mean? Barak.
Now I was gonna say it's still even him using that terminology, if it be possible, it's still according to the Lord's will. Like if the Lord sees it fit, is there another way?
Is there another way? If there be another way, like if there's at all another way that this could happen, still to your pleasing, I'll pass on this cup.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll pass on this cup if possible. Right? Go ahead.
Let this cup pass from me, nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt, as thou wilt. Salam.
Really good.
O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me, nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt.
But nevertheless, right? Let this cup pass from me, but nevertheless, what?
Not as I will, but as thou will.
Not as I will, but as thy will. Meaning what? Barak.
When he said nevertheless, not as I will, meaning not my want or my desire or what I think is right or what I think is the best way, but as thou will, meaning.
That's somebody who has to answer to somebody.
Yeah, kind of a concert.
You understand? He's not going to do it the way he wants, and then, this is what you got. I mean, nobody's perfect. You understand?
Right.
I'm going to do it the way you say. I don't want to do this, but this is what you want. All right, done. You understand? And that's what you have to understand when somebody has to answer to somebody. Right? And this is because the Lord, he's the example of authority. He is the supreme authority. He's the example of what a father is. Like the Lord being who he is, that man is his representation in that household.
Right.
That man represents the Lord in the household. You understand? precept. Every woman says, "Oh well, I only submit." I'm gonna give it to you right now. Every woman says, "I only submit to Jesus."
Ephesians 5:20.
Give it to me. I mean, to show you what kind of authority. And sisters, you should really learn from this. And if you're twisting up your face when you're hearing this, right? Consider that you open your legs too, because that's the contract. If you're twisting up your face, it's because you're opening up to a man, your legs to a man who you should have never opened your legs to. You understand? But the minute you do that, you become subject to him.
Oh God.
You understand? So think about that before you twist up your face, because right now you're twisting up your face because of your past experiences. And you went and found every unqualified to lead brother out there who, was destroyed in this kingdom, and you hearing that you have to submit to him as unto the Lord. You understand? That's why you got the scripture for me, bro.
God. I got the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 22 through 23. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife.
Read it again.
Verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord.
As unto the Lord. What does it mean, as unto the Lord?
As if your husband is God.
Listen. You understand? As if he was the man that you claim to follow. You understand? As unto the Lord. Why? Broad Green?
God will come. As unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife.
For the what?
For the husband is the head of the wife.
There you have it, Black Lives Matter. There you have it. Read it again.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife.
The husband is the head of the wife. You understand? It's no ifs. It doesn't say the husband can be the head of the wife. It doesn't say the husband is sometimes the head of the wife. It doesn't say 50-50. It says is emphatically the head of the wife.
Oh God.
You understand? And sisters have to adapt that. And this is often a script. Let me tell you something too. This is often a scripture that's used to minimize women. When this scripture should show you the accountability that you're going to have to. That's what it really should show you. You understand? It should be showing you, because guess what? It told you previously you answered to somebody too, right? So if you are not a qualified leader, meaning that you are not leading in the right way, and your household is in shambles, how can you be led into the kingdom? Because guess what's going to happen in the kingdom? We're going to let you into the kingdom, right? Ruled by your house shot. Guess what's going to happen in your household under your authority in the kingdom? Shabbat.
You're going to have to answer for it.
Okay. What's going to happen here in your household? The same thing is happening right here. You understand me? The same thing is happening right here. Even though it's going to be a righteous kingdom and there's going to be authority and structure, you're going to be weak in your household just like you're weak in the household here. So whatever they can get away with in there, they'll get away with it. If any lust comes up in them, demons are in there. You understand? And then you read of the first beheading in the kingdom. It's in your house. You understand? The first time you put the death over there, put it in the records. It'll be your name be popping up. I mean, so we definitely as men, when you hear that you're the head of anything, you understand? A lot is gonna be expected of you. Same thing in here. As you rise in rank here, things that you was able to slide with as a trooper and as an officer of 50, you're not gonna slide with, because at that point you are higher in rank. Same thing in the household. You walking in there, I'm the head of this household. Submit to me as unto your house shot. So she submitted unto you as unto the Lord, just so she could smoke weed with you. Just so she could sin with you. No. Because now at that point, it all falls on you. You understand? That's why we read earlier that you should be what? Walking in the truth in your household. Teaching your children. Talking about it day and night. Establishing that righteousness in them so that they do not depart from it. Give me 3 John chapter 1 verse 4. And Shpat, get me that. Barak, get me Psalms chapter 127.
What scripture you said?
3 John chapter 1 verse 4.
Come.
Barak, Psalms 127 verse 3.
27.
127. Okay.
Come. 3 John, the book of 3 John chapter 1 verse 4. I have no greater joy than to hear that my children walk in truth.
Let's read it again.
Come. I have no greater joy.
You have no greater joy. There's a lot of brothers right now in the school, you understand, who are watching their sons become officers, and captains, and just pushing this truth and staying away from the world and growing strong and raising strong households and giving them grandchildren that are born in the truth. This is happening here. You understand? Read it again, Shabbat.
Come. 3 John chapter 1 verse 4. I have no greater joy than to hear that my children walk in truth.
I have no greater joy. There's no greater joy a man can have than to find that his children are walking in the truth, especially when all the odds are against him. You understand? It's easy for a child to be raised a Christian and to be LGBT and to be all these other things, because that's what's popular. You understand? But when you have a child walking in the truth, you have an absolute gem, absolute rare gem. I mean, Brock, go ahead to verse 3.
Come. The book of Psalms, chapter 127, verse 3. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord.
What?
Children are an heritage of the Lord.
Children are a heritage of the Lord. What's that mean? Go ahead.
They were given by the Lord. They are a blessing.
Right. The word heritage, what's in the word? Inheritance. Basically.
Come.
Right? Go ahead, Shabbat.
Be passed down.
Right.
Through hereditary.
Right. I mean, children of a heritage of the Lord. Go ahead.
And the fruit of the womb is his reward.
So what comes out of your stomach is the reward from the Lord. You understand that? So children in the womb, like there's nothing more evil under the sun, in my opinion, that you can do to what the Lord has given you as a heritage and a reward. You understand? Keep reading, Barak.
So are children of the youth.
Read it again.
As
arrows are in the hand of a mighty man. What arrows in the hand of a mighty man?
I know where to shoot them arrows.
Right, I'll take that. Why are arrows in the hands of a mighty man? Shaphat.
To defend himself.
To defend himself, I'll take that. For war. That's the perfect word. You know what I'm saying? Because me, the arrows of a mighty man mean your children are for war. War against what? This kingdom. To establish what? There's you take the side of this kingdom or the side of God. That's what there's no lukewarm, there's no being on the fence about it. Either they're gonna be fighting on this man, aka arrows in his hand. You understand? What are those arrows? Those children he was raised up to be strong and disciplined. I mean, who could take ground. You understand? Who they don't celebrate you imagine the holidays. You understand? You build enough of those and become weaker and weaker. The participation becomes weaker as you spread because your children are all strong. So you're killing that spirit. That's what the arrows are doing. They're killing to celebrate. As you understand? Keep reading, Barak.
Come. Verse 5.
Read again.
Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them.
Break that part down to me.
Say that one more time.
Go.
Read from the top.
So are the children of the youth. Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them.
Happy with arrows.
Full of arrows, meaning what?
Meaning he's prepared for war. He's ready for his rampage.
Right. What are the arrows? Shaphat.
In this case, is
right. That's it.
Warriors.
You understand? So this is, you're having too many children. You could have too many children when you are not strong. You understand? And all your children are like, when you're not strong, you know what I mean? But when you bring up strong brothers and sisters who follow the Lord, statutes, commandments, I'm telling you, understand? What does the scripture say? You have a host of righteous children who pray to the Lord. You understand? That can change a lot. You understand? Versus, you gave birth to the LGBTQ community. It's like, you know what I mean? Keep reading.
That was the end of that really bad girl from the top.
They shall not be ashamed.
They shall what?
They shall not be
They
ashamed.
shall not be ashamed. Go ahead.
But they shall speak with the enemies in the gates.
They shall what?
They shall speak with the enemies.
You understand? What does that mean? They shall speak with the enemies in the gate. What does that mean?
They gonna defend with the righteousness that you taught.
Okay.
I guess I can try and teach the Bible to your children.
Okay. Barack.
So like I was gonna take it a step further in the service of Israel. They're gonna speak with the enemies in the gate. They're gonna be the ones telling them what to do. They're gonna be the servant. Them enemies gonna be the servants.
Right. Go ahead.
I was gonna keep it simple and say they're gonna press them.
Right. You understand? They're gonna speak with the enemy at the gate, right? And what you say, right? But in today's time, they're speaking with the enemy at the gate, meaning what? Why are they at the gate? Who's inside the gate?
Their family.
Who never sees the enemy?
Who never sees their enemy? Their family.
Their family.
Yeah.
You understand? That woman never had. The woman shouldn't have to deal with teaching philosophies. He's at the gate having this conversation, and he's telling you get the hell on. You know what I mean? Don't ever set foot over here again. Go ahead, Barack.
It's a lucky, but no, they want out there getting hit with a rubber bullet because they trying to be at the gate.
Man, that's nothing that piss me off more. Like brother and his woman's with you. Is me. I'll never forget. Man. This Arab dude, he was this short Arab, his 2 wives and some children with him. At my place, he was talking to me, and they started talking and asking questions. He looked at them. He told them all, "Go stand over there." They all shut their mouths and they went and stood over there. I said, "That's power right there. That man right there, he's a strong man. You can't break into his household. You can't teach his wife nothing.
Right.
His wife will never go and get scammed at some job. Never gonna be afraid somebody calling and say, "Hey, you have to send money or else," because she obeys him. He looked at her. He like the way he looked. Everybody's face got pale and stood over there. You understand? He speaks to the enemy or the person who's not his family. He's doing business with. You understand? He speaks to them. So what you want to do is you want to raise young, speak with the enemy at the gate. Why do you trust him to speak to the enemy at the gate?
Because they didn't depart.
They did not depart from
his ways.
That's it.
Come.
Please, like at the gate, you can take your gods and your philosophies and shove it.
That's right.
We got our God.
That's right.
We don't celebrate that stuff in here.
That's right.
No, you cannot come sell that stuff in here. No, you cannot peddle this Christianity in here.
Right.
You understand?
Yep.
And they're doing it at the gate.
Come.
Now, you send today's men at the gate to speak to the enemy. And you'll wake up in the morning and there'll be Chinese restaurants all over your neighborhood. There'll be Italian restaurants all over your neighborhood. There'll be East Indian restaurants all over your neighborhood. There'll be every heathen. There'll be all types of KFC, Kennedy Fried Chicken. Every heathen will be in your neighborhood. They won't be at the gate no more. They're already inside the neighborhood selling you stuff while you can't go sell them nothing in their neighborhood.
Right.
They meet you at the gate now. You understand? You can't come open this here. Right? Those boys will sell you out at the gate. You have brothers selling you out at the gate. You understand? Who's at your gate now? Al Sharpton. That's who's meeting your enemy at the gate. Right or wrong? If something happens, who they call? Al Sharpton. Jesse Jackson. You understand? Jay-Z. Remember the whole thing was Jay-Z when that brother Colin Kaepernick would not stand for the national anthem, they went and hired Jay-Z. Why? He's gonna sell you out at the gate. You understand? Because you understand? Oprah Winfrey, all these coons. You know what I mean? That's who's gonna sell you out at the gate. But we got to raise strong young black men. Who's gonna stand at the gate?
Right.
You understand? Stand at the gate and really defend the nation.
Right.
You understand? And its integrity.
Right.
And they will not break because they have integrity.
Yes, sir.
All right. Give me now. If you have a weak household and weak sons, this is what the Lord has to say on that topic. Give me Matthew chapter 23. Actually, no. Give me Salaki. Proverbs chapter 19. Salaki. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 18.
Come. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 18. Chasten thy son while there is hope.
Read it again.
Come. Chasten thy son while there is hope.
Correct your son while there is hope. You understand? Is there more on that?
Come.
Okay, go ahead.
And let not thy soul spare for his crime.
And what?
Let not thy soul spare for his crime.
Correct him. You understand? Correct him and do not spare him for his crime. You understand? And that's one of the biggest problems in the black community. Young boys being babied. You understand? I'm telling you something about black men right now. Black men cannot be babied. Why? They'll be raised to be monsters.
Yeah. Right.
You understand? Black men need discipline. They're not like typical like other nations. They're not like those East Indians who are just soft and stuff. They need black men. People don't understand why young black men join gangs. They try to make gangs of savages. Let me tell you something about gangs. Gangs are very authoritative. You understand? And they're very, it's like, you understand? And that boy, look, that's why he, like any young black boy you see, he has men who are over him. That's what the young black men are looking for.
So like, if I may, a lot of brothers again, they look for structure.
They're looking for structure. That's exactly what they're looking for. That's the perfect word. That's what I'm looking for. They're looking for structure that they can't find in a Christian church. You understand? That they can't find in a Muslim mosque. These things cannot fix black people. You understand? That's why anywhere you go and you see young black men, I don't care what the religion. He'll be a Christian selling drugs. He'll be a Muslim selling drugs. That stuff may work for other nations, right? As you can see, they prosper for it. Black people don't prosper for that. It can't help him. That's not what he needs. What he needs is Joshua over him.
Right.
David over him.
Right.
You understand? Captain Mashak over him.
Right.
That's what he needs. You understand? Commander YAHANNA over him. That's what he needs. He needs somebody to be over him as an authority to watch his ways and correct him as he goes. Right. You know what I mean? And that's how drug dealers become priests and prophets of the Lord. That's how murderers become priests and prophets of the Lord. You know, so that's a real way to become born again, is to be under a brother who's going to help you kill that old spirit. Right. You understand? I'm going to tell you now, there's a lot of brothers in the world who would love to stop selling drugs.
Right.
They can't. They would love to stop being drug addicts. They can't. They don't have that structure, that authority over them. You understand? But in here in the school, we find it. You understand? We find that. And what happens is we become strong. Right? And we become strong. We end up raising our children as strong children. And that's the pace that's going to start to where we are now meeting the enemy at the gate.
Right.
The enemy's already inside. It's already too late, right? Yep. You got to meet at the gate, man.
Right.
What happens when they get inside? You know what happens when the enemy gets inside your gates? Go ahead.
They bind a strong man.
They bind a strong man, right? So when the enemy gets in the gates, they bind a strong man. What happens?
Spoils your house.
Spoils your house. You understand? Now, guess what? You know who's the enemy now? Who?
Your household, your wife, your children. Everybody's against you.
You understand me? Now you're the enemy that meet at the gate. You want to go see your kids. Your woman's meeting at the gate now, at the door. What are you doing here, Darnell? You understand? What are you doing here, Jerome? You're now outside as the enemy is inside. And that's what you don't want. You understand what I mean? That's why it's imperative that black men, we put our spirit back on. Because that we become who the Lord called us to be. You know what I mean? And hold and keeping our integrity. You understand what I mean? Holding our integrity, even in these losses now, that's how everything works. There's no movement you can think about today that's strong, that's started off strong. You understand? Well, Tomiyama and Shapati, Barack too young to remember when homosexuality was outlawed on the streets. Yeah, I mean, you think it's like right now? I'm looking at these clowns walking around like, God damn, this is like, is that free?
It's impossible. So.
This would have been like in the 90s. Good night. You understand? There was no such thing. Shapati, go ahead. Don't say anything that's gonna get us cut off though. Go ahead.
Y'all born in '78. I remember when being gay was outlawed.
It was no such thing.
No,
And it was not outlawed like the government. It was just it couldn't happen in the streets. I mean, there was a young brother. I remember I used to know when my boy, his cousin was no, we always knew. Like everybody out there didn't know, but we all knew. And he'd be walking around. How we knew is he'd have his binders. Everybody had their binders on the side. He'd have it across his chest. And we all say, yo, don't walk like that if you're walking with us. You understand? Even as kids. I'm talking about 7, 8 years old. But we always correct him on how he's walking. You understand? Go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, well, I was going to say it always existed, right? But the thing is, like amongst the Black and Hispanic community, it was outlawed. It was something that we felt was so sinful that how dare you even attempt to do this, that, and the third. The way you chew your gum, the way you walk, you get checked immediately.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what I mean. And it's all a game of right now. It's all a game of game right now. You know who's gonna spoil who, right? That's the battle. And give me. I'm gonna close it out soon. Give me Proverbs chapter 13, verse 22.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 22. A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children.
Oh, what? Read it again.
A good man.
This is again, like we said, some people can't see past their nose, but this is a righteous man right here. Read it again.
A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children.
That brother right there understands the big picture. You understand? He understands that this kingdom does not end with him, or this life does not end with him. He's not just thinking about his kids. He's thinking about who? His children's children. Meaning what? He's thinking what?
Generational wealth in this term in today's
That's what
society.
he's thinking about. Understand? And in this case right here, this the good inheritance he's talking about. What is he talking about?
Kingdom, sir.
The kingdom. On a big scale.
Okay.
You understand? At the end result is the kingdom. But even before we get to the kingdom, what is he talking about? God's laws, statutes, and commandments.
Okay.
Right.
You understand? That's what he's leaving for his children's children. Why is he saying his children's children? That's how established he's putting his children.
Right.
It's so established in this boy here that his children's children are going to know God's laws. And he's going to carry on. And they will not depart from it.
All right.
You understand? Keep reading.
God. And the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just.
And the what?
And the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just.
Who could break that part down for me? Consider the first part. Consider the first part that you just read, right? And read it from the top again. Who's going to break it down, first of all? Bro, you got a shot? All right. Read from the top.
A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children.
Okay, break that. Okay, go ahead.
We broke that.
You broke that down next.
And the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. If I may start off with my breakdown, the precept that say, it's a couple, but don't build up your paraphrase, but not to build up your wealth in this kingdom, but
break it down for me and then give me the precept.
And the wealth of the sinner, meaning all of this wicked man, all of the deliciousness of life he gets that he has right now, all of the money or the comfort that he has right now, from selling out and all that and above, from being wicked, from selling his soul for the gain of the world, all of that is laid up for the just, meaning in the end, the righteous man is going to inherit inherit those wealthy things.
Okay. Precept.
I want to say the precept that says shucks, which one I want to use? The precept that says the not to build up so like I'm paraphrasing, but not to build up your wealth, or not build up your wealth, but to what is this word in the scripture? So like I gotta just put it. So like I can't even think of a word off.
Anybody else want to? So what he said was right. You understand? So the first part of that scripture says that the righteous man will inherit, put the. I just gave you a precept. The righteous man will leave a heritage for his children's children, meaning the Lord, right? And the sinner is only what? What does it say about the sinner?
And the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just.
The wealth of the sinner, meaning everything that the sinner has, all his wealth, he only has it for now. He's gonna lose it. And it's laid up, meaning it's waiting for those children. The simple precept you could have went to is what? The meek shall inherit the earth. Meaning what? Everything on the earth is gonna belong to them. You understand? Barak, give me the precepts you have for it.
I ain't get it, yes, sir.
Give me Isaiah chapter 14. I ain't go that one in a while.
So look, could you use the one not to envy the prosper? When you see a sinner prospering, it's a sinner. It's a scripture that go off of that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see a sinner, that's
do not follow his ways.
Yeah,
right. Do not follow his ways. That's correct. Right. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1.
Come.
One of the scriptures. These are one of the first scriptures. When I first read it, coming into the truth left me in shock. You understand? Couldn't believe it. I had to say, is this in the Bible? Is this actually in the Bible? Let me pull my fake Bible and see. It was there. You understand? Go ahead.
Come. Book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
The Lord will what?
Have mercy on Jacob.
Why is the Lord going to have mercy on Jacob?
He promised.
He promised him. So why isn't the mercy here yet? He promised it. Because Jacob is raising up what kind of children? Righteous children. Right? So he'll have mercy on Jacob. Go ahead.
And will yet choose Israel.
And he'll choose Israel. Go ahead.
And set them in their own land.
And he'll what?
Set them in their own land.
Go ahead.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
Here comes the riches. Go ahead.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
They shall what?
They shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
So the Lord's going to take the children of Israel, he'll have mercy on them, and he'll put them in their own land. And strangers will cleave. What does it mean to cleave? To hold on to. Right? To grab. Cleave onto them. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And the people shall take.
Who are these strangers?
Those who don't follow the Lord's law, statutes, and
Who are
commandments.
these strangers?
The nations.
We're going to find out. Go ahead. Keep reading.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
Go ahead.
And the house of Israel
Go ahead.
shall possess them.
Shall what?
Shall possess them.
Shall possess them. Go ahead.
In the land of the Lord for servants.
Where will they possess them?
In the land of the Lord for
They
servants.
will possess them where?
In the land of the Lord.
In the land of the Lord. So the children of Israel shall possess or own them in the land of the Lord. Go ahead.
For servants.
For what?
For servants.
For servants. Go ahead.
And handmaids.
And handmaids.
And they shall take them captives.
They shall what?
Take them
They're going
captives.
to take a people captive. Go ahead.
Whose captives they were.
Break that part down from Shabbat. They will take them captive, whose captive they were.
Those who put into captivity shall go into captivity.
That's a perfect precept. You understand? They will take them captive, whose captive they were. It's a reversal of roles. Right? You had them in captivity, they're going to take you into captivity. Keep reading.
Salakia, I would I say that as justice.
Of course. That is just right there. And people, it's good you say that because Christians teach that's not just. You understand? They teach us not. You know what the day I look forward to? When every Christian shuts their mouth.
Right.
That all that stuff they talking, that bucket they're talking right now, when your house eye shows up, they're gonna say, okay, maybe we was wrong. You understand? They're gonna say maybe we was wrong. I mean, keep reading Shabbat.
Come. And they shall rule over their oppressors.
They shall what?
Rule over their oppressors.
That's it right there. You understand? Now all the riches the oppressors had has now become theirs. You understand? It has now become theirs. But it starts where? Where does it start?
In the house.
In the household. You understand? It starts as you may think that your household is insignificant and small, but therein lies the kingdom. Precept.
Can you say it one more time, sir? Yeah, you said you might not think that your house.
You might think that your household is small and insignificant, as if this does not impact the kingdom of God. Go ahead.
Maybe you can use the precept that he that cares faith in little.
I'll take that. The kingdom of heaven is like
Until mustard seed. Yeah.
unto mustard seed. What's a mustard seed?
Something very, very small.
Something very small, like your household. You know what I mean? Like your household, something that's very small, and you think it doesn't matter that your daughter's wearing that dress, or you don't think it matters that your son is switching. It's a small thing. You understand? A righteous household is going to bring forth the kingdom.
Right.
You understand? That's what brings forth the kingdom. You can't bring forth the kingdom when you indulge in the sins of this kingdom. You push his agenda. How could the kingdom come forward? Only thing that's going to come forward is what? More plagues from the Lord. Because the Lord is saying what? The father should seek the children, and the children should seek the fathers, or else what's going to happen? Curses. You understand? Curses. All right. Give me finally, we're going to close out with this. Words from the Lord. Joshua chapter 1, verse 9.
Come. Book of Joshua.
And this is what the black man in America has to understand when he comes up against the multitude as to how to raise his household. Because I know it's very difficult to follow the Lord's statutes and commandments in this kingdom. Right? You got to be something out of this world to follow the Lord's statutes and commandments in this kingdom. But this is what the book of Joshua had to say. Go ahead.
Come. The book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9. Have not I commanded thee? Be strong.
Be what?
Be strong.
Be strong. Go ahead.
And of a good courage.
Read from top. Be what?
Have I not commanded thee?
Go ahead.
Be strong.
Be strong.
And
like
of
what? Every household needs what? That strong man. That's not binded up. You understand? Be strong. Go ahead.
And of good courage.
And of good courage.
Be not afraid.
Do not be afraid. We want no cowards in our camp. Keep reading.
Neither be thou dismayed.
Do not be dismayed. What do you mean to be dismayed? Go ahead.
Deceived, confused.
Look up dismayed.
Come.
Discouraged?
No. Misled.
Who got it?
Come.
Dismayed. Definition. Cause someone to feel consternation and distress.
That's it. You understand? So dismayed means what? Worried. You understand? Worried or concerned. Do not be dismayed. Right? You guys have anything? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Come. For the Lord thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest.
That's it. The Lord is with you. You understand? Why is the Lord with you? Because he puts you as head of the household. When you understand the Lord is with you, then the decision you're making on behalf of the Lord. You understand? When it comes to your household, I don't care who's at the gate. The decision you're making, or the words you're speaking, or the statutes and commandments you're enforcing are of the Lord. And the Lord is with you in that. Do not be dismayed at the judge in their robe and their gavel in their hand. You understand? The police and the social workers and the social media and the news and whoever. Do not be dismayed. You have an order to follow. That order is to raise that household in a way that would make the Lord proud. You understand me? Any questions around that?
Sir.
All right. With that, we'll pass the class over to the priest officer Barack.
We got the security announcements. We the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under command of Jenny YAHANNA. We are not a fit Salaki. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are not to be they're to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves of the word. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from their head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from their head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. In the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. You get to the treasury department or teacher. Priest one, free will offer for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. We have the memorial blowing of trumpets, which is the first day of the 7th month. That'll be Monday the 6th of September of this year. You can find us in Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. As well, the upcoming cookout events for the I.S.U.P.K. Chicago coming up this month, July 21st to the 25th. Next would be New York, August 19th to the 21st. Texas, which is October 7th through the 10th. Las Vegas, which is November 11th to the 14th. Florida, which is December 2nd to the 6th. That'll be of this year. Remind Akim and Aguati to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, or scarf. And with that, I say Amajim, which means to stand. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel.
I'm going to do the Lord's Prayer.
Want to do the Lord's Prayer? So like, walk on your hakodam, which means turn to face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Repeat after me. Abanawu.
Abanawu.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodah.
Kodah.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Start from the top if I could. Abanawu.
Abanawu.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodah. Hayah.
Hayah.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakovka.
Labka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Radazayaka.
Zaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Baratza.
Baratza.
Kawak.
Kawak.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Thundernabu.
Thundernabu.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Kab.
Kab.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Basalaki now.
Basalaki now.
Kabagwafi now.
Kabagwafi now.
Basalaki now.
Basalaki now.
Kabagwafi now.
Kabagwafi now.
Bala'ah.
Bala'ah.
Tabaya'aya now.
Tabaya'aya now.
Banasaya 1.
Banasaya 1.
Abo.
Abo.
Abushaya now.
Abushaya now.
Mayan.
Hayah.
Ra.
Ra.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Amalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Waha'ala.
Waha'ala.
Wahatapara.
Waha'ala.
La'awulanium.
La'awulanium.
Amen.
Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth. As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debts.
We forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
Lead us not.
And lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation.
Deliver us.
But deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
The power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever. So be it.
So be it. So, which means to turn. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amadi Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barak Thah,
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat,
Y'all can talk. Class dismissed.